Hey there, StarCraft fans, it's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2. It's going to be Harstem and soO here on Oceanborn from ESL Masters Spring. I didn't know these two players played each other till I was digging through my replay folder looking for a cast for today, so I'm interested to see how Harstem is going to do here against soO on Oceanborn. Top left, it's going to be Harstem, everybody's favorite Dutch caster. Man, he is so funny and so good. When he took up a YouTube channel, I felt like, okay, he's just winding down from his playing career, but then he got better. So, I don't know. Man, Harstem has some superpowers here, and bottom right is going to be soO, who does have a premier tournament under his belt. So, we will see how Harstem is going to slow him down here. First, by blocking the hatch here on Oceanborn, and forcing soO to take his first expansion at the third base, but that's okay. soO is used to that. Gateway coming up. So it's a gate expand timing against a, well, hatch first at the third base timing here from soO. Into extractor here at 18 supply. And let's go ahead and see. Yeah, Harstem is saving up. Saving up for a Nexus. Not a cybernetics core. A Nexus. So we got Nexus, then Cyber Core, then Assimilator, second Assimilator, and second Pylon here. Extractor coming up immediately. No, just getting saturated by two drones here. Spawning pool on the way. And yeah, interesting. I kind of feel like maybe an early third hatch at the natural would be good here. But soO has no idea what Harstem is up to, so playing it safe. Which, yeah, I approve. It could be a 2-gate, man. Could be a 2-gate follow-up to that hatch block. Nope. So late Cyber Core. So, yeah. A little too late. A little too late to see. Because, yeah, 2 queens, 4 zerglings, a drone, and then a third hatch. But yeah, so third hatch early against a 1-gate expand timing from Protoss is the play. Well, if, again, you want to get ahead economically. But just too slow. Just too slow as this Overlord to see in time that is the case. Anyway, Probe says, is this their third base here? No? Interesting. And yes, the answer is yes. Third base. Not trying to trick ya, says soO. Adept. Ooh, shading in and getting a hit off on that drone, but it takes 2 hits to kill a drone. Boom, ba-da-dum, boom, 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 boom. And it's a Stargate Oracle in production. Ooh, chrono boosting before the Oracle starts. And yay, it's the double adept stuff. The most normal of plays of all time. Double adept harass. 2 queens can handle it. Maybe a couple lings if you feel like it, but 2 queens can do the job. No problems whatsoever. So, Harstem, what's he going to do? Is he going to go hero-style PvZ? He's going to make a bunch of oracles. Is he going to try to get into Sky Toss here again? soO. Is soO going to go for the lurkers at all? Well, if he doesn't go lurkers, then maybe Sky Toss not exactly what you want to be doing here, but we've seen it a lot, right? No, these lings aren't doing anything. Yep, yeah, Harstem knows. Harstem knows. How do you deal with lings coming to kill your third base? Well, an oracle and a couple adepts will handle it pretty easily. Little Sim City positioning here for these adepts. They can't be surrounded. Increases their capabilities by about 60% against lings, man. It's really good. Second oracle, third oracle, normal stuff. There we go. But once we get in maybe to 4 oracles, is this oracle's getting, ended up getting a kill, but no drones have gone down so far. Lings. So getting ling kills is nice, I guess, but at the end of the day, you're really here for drone kills against the Zerg. Alright, swinging in, does get a drone kill, nicely done. Where's the other one? Oh, the other one darts in from the south and gets, there you go, a couple more drone kills. So 3 drone kills here, I like that. A lot of the time Protoss will keep their oracles together in just a pack, but in this case, you swing in from the south, you swing in from the north, you force the queens to be kind of, in a tizzy here. not quite sure where the attacks are coming from, and that's a massive advantage that you have. When you're the aggressor, keeping your opponent on their toes about where the attacks are coming from is so good. So we got the 3 Oracles, we got some Adepts, we're moving into Robo now, Twilight Council. Maybe get some of that charge. Big fan of charge against the Zerky Zergs. Charge lot attacks into enemy bases, especially kind of these outer lying 4th bases and 5th bases and 6th bases is always so good. I think it was Showtime, the first Protoss player, when they gave Zealots a base movement speed upgrade, right? Hold that thought. Adepts in and Oracles in, fighting Queens. And Queen goes down. Queen's going down can be pretty damaging. But extra ones come on in here. So, man, it's just, they can snowball. One Queen dies, next Queen dies, next Queen dies, next Queen dies. Rotorn finishes. He's like, all right. Dealing with these Adepts, I want to go the Roach route here rather than the Baneling route. Roaches are a little bit more reliable, I think, in this situation. And the Roach, when it kills the Adept, doesn't die like the Banelings do. It's the trade-off of Banelings that has always kind of bothered me, but yep. Good Queen positioning here by soO. But yeah, Showtime, I think, was the first player to be like, oh, they gave Zealots, when they get the charge upgrade, they get a base movement speed upgrade too. And he was the one that started using them like Zerglings, man. Like this, like just sending Lings and Zealots across the map and trying to snipe bases and just being everywhere at once. And yeah, a couple Adepts die there. Easy peasy. Oh, I didn't even finish that one. He's like, no, must. There you go. He gets it, kills a Zealot, and then is like, okay, good enough. That's all I wanted to do. And scouted the Immortal that's out. Double Hydra Den from soO. Okay, so this is soO. He wants to go for Hydra Speed and Hydra Range simultaneously as soon as those Hydra Dens finish. This is a Hydra timing, which for a minute there, I think there was a Katowice a while ago where they combined the speed and the range upgrades for Hydras. You just got one upgrade for both, and every single ZVP in that entire tournament was literally Hydra bust timings. It was just you showed up with 12 Hydras at the enemy's base, they had range, they had speed, and you killed the Protoss, and no Protoss could figure it out. Like, not stats, not trap, like none of the elite Protoss we're talking about could figure it out. It was too good. So they immediately reversed that change as soon as that tournament was done. But yeah, there are historical times in StarCraft when certain changes were made and then immediately they were terrible and they were fixed post-haste. That's one of them. Storm's on the way. We got our Archons. Splash damage of choice here from soO today. No Colossus in play at all. And you might say, but Falcon, what about Colossus and Storm? How do they not deal with Hydra bust timings? They weren't fast enough. Like, I'm telling you, Protoss tried so hard during that tournament. So hard. To get a couple Colossus out. To get Storm out. And it just wasn't enough. There were too many Hydras. So even if you could get a couple Colossus out, the Hydra count was just too heavy. It was absolutely bonkers. I don't know if I can find any replays. It would have to be VODs from that tournament, but my goodness. Fun time for Zergs and a horrible time for Protoss, but they fixed it. They fixed it in the end. As soon as they could. Right. So yeah, the Hydras are out. I mean, obviously, you've got the range, you got the speed upgrade because the double Hydra Den is like, yeah, that's exactly how you do that. Banelings are on the way because Centrifugal Hooks is getting researched. Infestors, maybe with the Infestation Pit, but going right into Hive immediately. Doesn't necessarily need to go for Infestors. Could do, hey look, a little Zealot Charge Lot attack down this left side. Stasis catches a ton of Lings on attack at the top side, though. That's super annoying for soO. Harstem, I don't know, it's doing all right. Look, Harstem made it to 10 minutes against soO, which is better than, I don't know, 99.99999% of all Protoss players in the world. So I'm impressed. I'll give him a gold star for this one. The problem is soO has a ton of bases. A ton of bases. So it's going to have to be some kind of a move out here from Harstem if he wants to live for the next couple of minutes. Because soO is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Maybe getting a 6th one here too. I guess Harstem's on 4. You know, doing all right. Are we coming up? We're coming up. Banelings decide all to go for the natural base. They all get stormed. Kill 3 probes. Archons in the front, man. These Lings and Banes do not want anything to do with these Archons, but they're getting in there anyway. Kind of a waste of Banelings. And sure, front neck or gateway goes down, but so what? Not a big deal at all. This Zealot's gonna kill a queen. Oh, Zealot gets a queen, gets murdered there. And these Banelings try to roll into the 4th base. They get picked up. Dude, that was terrible. That was a bad engagement for soO. Tons of Banelings exploded on Archons and Immortals, got stormed here. The Hydras weren't really getting as many shots off on the things like the Immortals and the Archons like they wanted to. That's the answer here. Like, Mass Hydra is insanely good against Archons and Immortals, which is why there's the storm. Again, this group does nothing. This group gets in here, kills a couple probes. Still some Lings running around inside the main base. They eventually retreat and get out of there. No. 6 probes have died. It's not even a big deal. I think Harstem is weathering this storm really, really well. I'd like to see soO expand again, but he's like 5 bases is probably enough to win here. With Lingbane Hydra. Carriers on the way from Harstem, and he's getting a mothership. This 4th base under attack immensely, but once again, some superficial buildings die. A couple cannons, maybe a shield battery. But the Nexus lives, the probes live. This is insane. Harstem is defending so well. He's taking notes from Showtime here, it seems like. He is going into carriers. The magic thing about carriers and Hydras is, as always, if there are like 2 to 3 to 4 carriers, then Hydras will eat them up. Nom. But once you start getting into 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 carriers, the Hydras all die. Infinite Hydras will die to that many carriers. So it's a trick. You got to get a bunch out if you're trying to deal with a Hydra play. Zealots try to run on into the natural base. soO picks up on that. He's got his Adrenalings. Little Baneling support never hurt anyone. This Warp Prism trying to get stuff done down here too, and soO's just not letting that happen either. So soO is rebuffing the attacks. Harstem is rebuffing the attacks to some extent here anyway. soO up on the left side, taking a double expanding 6th base and 7th base here for him. Zealots on the move out. Once again, the creep spread is enough. The advance warning for soO is just too good. There's just no hiding these guys at all. Phoenix. There's a single Phoenix. That's incredible. Where did my Warp Prism go? Did Corruptors kill the Warp Prism? Corruptors totally killed the Warp Prism. Yeah, all right, never mind. No more Warp Prism unless you want to make another one. So carrier count going up is of major interest to the Protoss right now, right? There's 2 carriers with 2 more on the way. Now there's a giant ball of Corruptors. So now we're in a position where soO has everything he needs for this kind of hybrid carrier ground force that Harstem is rolling with. You got your Immortals, Archons. You got your High Templar, big part of this thing too. So it is hybrid Sky Toss, but Corruptors and Hydraling Bane really should just be enough. Did another Warp Prism die? Yes. Another Warp Prism died. soO is being so active with his Zerg units here. He's just got creep spread up the wazoo. Everywhere that Harstem tries to go for harassment techniques, just getting absolutely shut down. So, yeah, this is Harstem on 4 bases. soO successfully has expanded to a 5th and a 6th base now. Not that there's really any saturation there, but I imagine we'll get some stuff over there eventually. Income is favoring soO heavily. Yeah, Harstem needs to move out, and he is. Here comes the move out. The Archons need to stay near the carriers and the mothership, because if the Corruptors come in to try to snipe those guys, the Archons need to get hits off on the Corruptors. Good storms as the ground forces come in and try to deal with this. Archons are not getting hits off on the Corruptors. Mothership gets sniped. As a result, a lot of Banelings died there. Again, High Templar pretty much got microed out of the way to some extent anyway. Only 2 High Templar have died today, so I'd say that's a pretty good show from our guy Harstem. 117 to 104 army supply, finally clearing out some creep. Really only killed, I guess if that doesn't show here, I don't know, 3 or 4 creep tumors. Again, Baneling on Archon Immortal, just not going to work out. The Hydras are taking storms. The Corruptors, though, are getting 3 hits, and the carriers are all dead. Yeah, that's exactly what Zerg wants to do in this situation. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but soO's Corruptor Ball was good enough The Storm was used on the Lings and the Banes instead of on the Corruptors, which in fairness, Corruptors kind of just shrug off. They just kind of shrug off Storm to a certain extent. It takes several Storms to take one of those suckers down because they have so much HP. They are tanky boys. We got the Ultralisks out here from soO now. And yeah, Harstem's in trouble. Really in a lot of trouble here. He's got 4 Immortals, which are great against the Ultras. Not as good against the Zerglings, obviously, but that's what the Archons are for. It's just a delicate dance, you know? Storm the Lings and the Banes, and then the Ultras have to get out. I mean, they've got some Lings and Banes left over, but not enough for their purposes. This still doesn't have any saturation at it. Neither does this one. soO's, I mean, he's got 84 drones. It's hard for me to be like, so, you, this Phoenix is going to die to a Spore. Nope. Figured it out in the end. I guess a little bit of oversaturation here at the 3rd base, but otherwise, beautiful saturation levels here. And again, just soO does not want to charge up this ramp, but preventing the Protoss player from expanding again, which is what this base is about and what this creep is about. You can just be patient. You can just afford to hold on here. Let Harstem run out with his 160 supply army. Let him try to deal with this Ultra Ling Bane Hydra army. Are there any Vipers here at all? No. No Vipers, no Infestors. So soO's trying to go no Spellcaster against Spellcaster. Just shows how confident he is, I think. He's like, look, man, Harstem, I love you. You're a great dude. You always make people smile, and that's an important thing in this world. But you're not quite at my level when it comes to playing StarCraft, friend. And I'm going to prove it to you today. I'm not going to use any Viper play or any Infestor play at all. No Lurkers either, which Protoss really hate. Just pure Ultra Ling Bane Hydra. It's exactly what this composition is. And Corruptors, which aren't going to have a lot of use here, because this is a ground army. It's sniping obs. Sure, maybe Caustic Spray down a Nexus. That would be very cool. I wouldn't say no to that. Once again, soO, this is how I play. Ling Bane Ultra? Come on. Yeah, this is how I play. I'm like, oh, I can't really engage with this main Protoss army. Look at how many Immortals they have. Ah, why did I make Ultralisks? Why? Oh, okay, sniping this base down's a big win. All right, hold on. Hold on. Harstem gets a win. He needed it. He needed a win, and he keeps sending dudes over to this base to try to shut it down. But that creep highway, he needs to clear this creep is what he needs. Hold your horses. More Zealot attacks as Broodlords come in and help deal with this. 7 drones are dead. Still 74 workers for soO, though. He's okay. Harstem's kind of everywhere. I like it. It's what he needs to do if he's going to have any chance in this game at all. New Mothership is cool. She pops her cloaking ability. It used to be just a passive ability that was awesome all the time, but it's active now. You have to click on it, and it only lasts for a minute. Dark Shrine coming in. One behind Dark Shrine has never applied, maybe as much as it has here today. So the Broodlords come in. There are no Tempests to deal with this. Harstem throwing up Tempests, being like, I could really use a Tempest or two against these Broods. But just sack this base, come around the backside, and maybe kill the Broodlords. Blinking in. One Broodlord down. Storm on the Broodlords. They're tanky like the Corruptors, though. But hold on. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Just abandoning these Broodlords. The Ultras can't engage with this. Plus, the cloak is happening. Every Broodlord dies in exchange for this 5th Nexus of Harstem's. But soO is so far ahead. The income is nothing but blue over the last 10 minutes. There's a little tiny bit of red exactly 10 minutes ago. Harstem says, go, 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 go. Let's go. 100 Lings being produced. More Ultras coming out here, too. Again, this is, in fact, a no spellcaster game. Unless you count Queens, which I really don't. Coming in from all angles, though. Is there enough? Is there enough to hold on the ground here for Harstem? The Immortals, okay, the Ultras are all dead. The Immortals are putting in an absolute crap ton of work. 40 kills on this Immortal. I imagine some of these things are Broodlings, but what just happened? soO's making 8 more Ultras to try to deal with a giant 8 Immortal army. With 3-2-1 upgrades, the Protoss is inside your house. They could snipe the Ultra Cavern. Harstem is not winning this game. Did soO fly too close to the sun, ladies and gentlemen? It seems like he did. Ultralisk Cavern down. Second hatch down. Mined out. Doesn't really matter. But 162 to 109 supply. soO is up. And overall supply, his army is bigger, but a lot of it's Ultras, and they're just not going to trade well against this Stalker Archon Immortal army with Mothership support. I would go after outerlying bases right now. Harstem. Ooh, yeah, there you go. Catching un-Ultralisk. He escapes. He could be transfused. Yes, coming down to these bases. Kill this one. Just kill this one. Man, if he had an Ob, that'd be so good. soO is... I don't know. soO doesn't want to fight this. soO does not want to fight this. Is he going to go for a base trade? It seems like some of his Ultras and Lings are heading out for a base trade, and some of them are staying back to defend. Harstem doesn't know what to do. Harstem, I think, needed to go either after these outerlying bases or fall back to home. Because, yeah, this is a big Ultra count. Harstem says, all right, let's base trade here. Your Nexus is down. What the heck? soO fell back from what? Did he just, did he come back to try to save his own bases? He could have wiped this out. I mean, the cannons are going to be annoying, but these are Ultras with 3-2 upgrades and chitinous plating. Okay, another base down. soO's expanding up the right side. A DT's shutting this down, though. Dude, this is nuts. Harstem just killed 2 bases. Well, 3 bases if you count the natural, which I don't really. Killed the Ultralisk Cavern. Forced to cancel on that base. 120 to 150 overall supply. Harstem just has a better composition right now. What would be great here? Some Vipers. Little abduct on an Immortal, abduct on an Archon, abduct a High Templar, into your giant ball of Ultras. Pick them off one by one here. That could totally work. Ooh, he's got a new Obs. There we go. So now he's killing some tumors. Creep spread is receding here in the middle of the map. It's still pretty great up this right side, though. Top side and bottom side are good. This is an epic PvZ. I cannot believe that Harstem is at 22 minutes here. It's Spellcasters. It just is, right? What do I say? The player who uses Spellcasters will defeat the player without Spellcasters about 9 out of 10 times, and that's what this is. It's not over, mind you. It is not even close to over. soO is still in a fine position. He still has 55 drones. He's still mining from a couple bases. Harstem 5th base died. Oh, where were those drones going? Those are really important drones, man. Okay, sure. Harstem's like, I guess I'll just kill this base then. That seems... No, he doesn't want to. He's so afraid to just A-move a base, man. It's like, I'm going to get surrounded, and I'm going to get killed here. I don't want to play that game at all. Overseer gets feedback to not killed, though. Yeah. Harstem's just playing it so cautiously. I don't think I've seen a Protoss player play a matchup like this in this position this cautiously in a long time. He was just not interested in going after that hatch. soO's like, well, let's force the issue then, I guess. Oh, that's a lot of dead Lings for no dead Protoss anything. That DT got wiped out there, though. Resources lost 49,000 to 36,000. soO has more, obviously. Continuing to push on in here. Archons, Immortals. Archon, Immortal, High Templar, Mothership, man. Okay, so he does... He's like, I could do a little run by and kill this hatch. That seems good. That seems totally fine. This DT's been harassing, but nope. Overseer, Ultra, good counter to DTs. Historically. Man, 14 more drones. It's 33 to 33 workers now. That Immortal lost its way. Dude, killing this base would be cool. Not that there are actually any workers at it. Now there are 6 all of a sudden. 137 and 95 army supply. soO has more, but the Ultras are not going to trade out well. Lingbane Hydra. Again, mass Hydra here I think would be great. There aren't that many storms in this army. There are 3 High Templar, mass Hydralisk. Like a maxed out Hydra army would be amazing. He is making more Hydras. He's making Infestors. There we go. Maybe a little fungal on the Immortals wouldn't be bad. I don't know, dude. Neural Parasite would be good, but that's not researched, right? No. No, it is not researched. Couple more drone deaths. soO's down to 29 worker. This base is gonna die. His army's not in a position to do anything about it, and he has to attack into a choke to save it. There's no saving it. Look at these drones running from charge lots. This is nuts. All right, soO goes for the engage. Get some fungals down. Lingbane Hydra, storm everywhere, but this is what Harstem was trying to avoid. Was the full surround, plus the Hydras came in. 14, a bunch of drones have died. It's 17 workers, but it's 94 to 4 army supply, and that is your GG. soO gets the win. He had too much income, too many bases, too big of a general Zerg army for Harstem to win if he lost his army. He didn't have the money to remax. He had almost no gas at all. His army at the end of the game was probes. So good job by him, man. Taking this game to 25 minutes was absolutely killer, but Harstem... But yeah, soO deciding to go for these Hydras, get the Infestors. As soon as he did that, as soon as he was able to get the Hydras out and the Infestors, get some Fungals in, that's a ton of little splash damage. The Hydras were great. They had 3 attack and 2 armor. Not enough Storm to deal with them, like I said. Right. The Storm was used largely for the Ultralisks and the Banelings, and the Hydras up here... yeah, are just avoiding storms like, look at this. Hydra. That's a ring of Hydras. How many of them are getting hit by Psionic Storm right now? Not a one. That was huge. Yeah. Plus 3 Hydras able to get in there and get that work done was magnifique. And that's the GG. So end of the day, really fun game. But as soon as soO was like, well, it's time to stop messing around. I guess is the whole idea here. It's time to stop just going for Ultras and Lings and Banes against this Protoss who has Immortals. Yeah. All right. Well, end of the day here, soO does get the win. It was more hard fought than he was anticipating, though, for sure. 57 to 46,000 resources lost by soO. It was about that like 5 or 6 minutes ago, and then it kind of stayed the same. So, not great. Not great for Harstem there. 2 motherships died, 23 Archons, 21 Immortals, 12 Ultralisks, 7 Broodlords, 7 hatcheries got killed today. 7 and 77 drones. If you told Harstem you're going to kill 7 hatcheries and 77 drones against soO today, do you think he would have thought he would win? I think so. I really do. He tried to go for the hybrid Skytoss stuff. That got shut down pretty easily. And at the end of the day, that is a win. That is a beautiful win. And a GG for soO. Just too many bases, too many expansions, too much going on for him to actually drop this game. Too much of a talent gap. And he wins today. So GG, and that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, and it's going to be me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and until next time, as always, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here, and you take care of yourself.